Welcome back to Turkey Trippin 2023. I am in eastern Colorado right now. This morning I left Bart's house, got a workout en route. I'm wearing my workout clothes, so that's one less excuse you have. You're already wearing your clothes, you might as well get your workout in. I drew a tag here in eastern Colorado. I've never hunted this parcel for turkeys. I have hunted this parcel for deer in the past. I know there's a lot of turkeys here in December when I've been deer hunting here. I got a spot in one of my videos where they all came back to roost right in front of me. Probably 250, 300 birds. So good population when they're bunched up in their wintertime flocks, but I don't have any idea what they're doing here in late April. So by the time I get there, I'm going to have about 2 hours of legal time by the time I get there and change clothes. But I've got an idea of where I want to look. I'll probably just do a little glassing. I may or may not sneak in a little bit deep, but right now I kind of want to just see what the surroundings look like and see if I can spot any from a couple vantage points I know of. So we're going to spend I don't know, maybe 48 hours here, and then I'm going home for a while. Today is, I don't know what day it is. It's Sunday. But I've been away from home for a while, so I'm going to go home for a couple weeks, and then I'll get back at it after this. But in the meantime, I got about 48 hours here in Colorado. We're going to see what we can come up with. Tracks right here in this cattle trail. Look at that joker. That's what I'm looking for. That's a tom all day long. They put cows in this place 2 or 3 years ago, and they have got it eaten down and beaten down. There's hardly any brush, so it's pretty darn wide open. You can see for long periods of time, even in that thicker junk over there. I think that might be Russian olive, but you get down at turkey level, and it's just like tree stumps down there, so there's not a lot of ways to hide out here. You're gonna have to probably call them in from a distance or figure out how to get way ahead of them and give them a wide berth. On the way in, I did see some hens and some turkeys on the adjacent private land on the opposite end, but they're probably far enough into the private that they're not going to be on the public. I'm in the area where all those birds roosted on me a few years ago, and I don't see anything fresh in here, but there's a ton of old poop in here. All this stuff is old. But at one point this was definitely a hot spot. I walked around the property a good bit. I really wasn't seeing any sign, but I did lay my eyes on a hen. And then on my way back around toward the car, we got a gobble. Let's see if we can hear it again. I don't know if he's already up in the tree or what. He's not that far from where I saw those gobbler tracks when I first walked in. Oh crap. I might see him right here in the tree. He's skylined, which means he sees me perfectly fine. I just heard some birds go up to my right. Man, they waited late. I see one up in the tree over here. I can see 2 turkeys. This looks like a site that didn't go well. I don't think it's hatching time yet. I think something got these eggs. don't think the bird I can see over here is the gobble I heard. It should have been much louder if it was that bird. Not that far away and had direct line of sight to me. I'm going to see if I can't maybe get that bird to gobble with something. We got something to work with in the morning. All right, tonight we're having hood tortillas. We got some applewood smoked deli turkey, some of the leftover morels, and we threw on some hint of lime chips with some regular old mustard. Give this a go. The next morning it's coffee time. Some for the drive and some for later. You can't see it in the camera, but the sky is starting to turn, and it's only 4:40. How do I feel like I'm behind the power curve at 4:40? Oh crap, here comes somebody in. They're gonna end up parking right next to that freaking bird. Daggone it. That water tank is dry, and not surprisingly, there are no tracks around it. It's just 2 minutes after 5, and the sky looks like that. I'm ahead of my schedule that I set, but I don't think I'm ahead of the sunrise. I'm barely inside the mountain time zone. I should be fairly close to this guy, but I think that other guy that drove in parked right there. I don't know if this guy's gonna gobble at all. Either way, in a couple minutes we're gonna have to start calling and figure it out. I didn't park there for obvious reasons. I made the bad assumption I'd be out here by myself, considering it's a Monday. My concern for the guy coming into the parking lot is the parking lot is elevated above the creek bottom, and he's going to be looking straight across at about 300 yards through these trees, and you can see they don't have a whole lot of vegetation on them. So I'm not shocked that I don't hear any gobbles on the limb. I've got a turkey on the limb out in front of me. I can't tell what it is. I was looking at it through the binos, but it wasn't awake yet. I couldn't even tell it was really a turkey. But when I hit the first little cluck, it moved. I think it's a hen, but it's also right in the vicinity that I had that guy pinned last night. I was afraid to move to touch any of my other cameras. He's got perfect line of sight on me, and I do not feel camouflaged at all. There's been no gobbles. I did hear one hen, but I don't know if maybe that was the other hunter. It's a cold morning. I don't know if they want to get down quite yet. I do know my fingers are freezing. I cannot tell what that bird is. It's probably about 125, maybe 150. But I mean, we got direct line of sight here. I hear some hen talking to the north. Man, my fingers are freezing. Crap. I'm afraid to call, because if I call, oh, I see a second bird up there. There's a second turkey. If I call, he'll probably peg me, or just stay up there until he sees a hen. Boy, this terrain is really at their advantage. I'll tell you what, if he flies down away from me, I can get another camera on. Sometimes the neck on that thing looks kind of big. Sometimes it looks small. Oh, there goes one. That was the third one I didn't see. I think there's still two. I see the one I'm looking at.
There's the gobbler. Man, I feel exposed. That gobble sounded like it came from the ground. And it definitely wasn't the bird I was looking at. Oh, my fingers are raising. Oh, there she goes. Oh. There goes the other one. Is he going north? Alright, where is he? Where'd he go?
I can tell he's drifting north a bit, but he also seems to shut off his gobbling. I also have the other hunter that I know is north up there somewhere. So I got up and tried to get a little bit of a pursuit going on.
Looks like that guy's popped a strut in here. I know it's a risky move, walking, but he's not talking. It looks like when they pitched, they kind of pitched down right into the sand or so. Another strut mark.
Once I couldn't find those turkeys and knowing there was another guy already up that way, I went down to the south, didn't see or hear anything down there, and then ended up heading back toward the car.
Dove eggs. She just, I walked by her and she flew off. She do that thing where she's acting like she's wounded on the ground to pull you away from the eggs. I was coming in the dark, and I turned off my lights to pull in, and I kind of fell off a little hole here. That'll startle you at 4 in the morning. I've been out trolling for the last couple hours and walked into a couple spots and called. And I walked into this spot over here and called, and nothing happened, so I got in my car and I was trolling back the opposite direction. And I saw something that intrigued me, so I looked at it, and it was a hen. And then I saw another hen, and then I saw the red head. So there are at least 2 hens and a male turkey. I have not been able to confirm if it is a longbeard or not, but considering he's hanging with the 2 hens, I'm going to assume it is a longbeard. I don't know if there's a way to make a move on them. Maybe I try to come back tonight and get a location on where they roost. So that's kind of exciting. I've been wondering, where in the heck do these 300 turkeys go? How far do they disperse that I can't find them? It's crazy. But this kind of creek bottom feeds the river bottom I was on, so they're connected. So I was kind of thinking they might just disperse up these creek bottoms. I mean, they're not going to be up in these hills, these sagebrush or these yucca and sage hills in these wide open prairies. But figured they'd just move off the up into the adjacent areas. Since he's got the 2 hens over there, I don't know if he'd be susceptible to calling anyway. Anyway, we're at least on to something. I tried to fall asleep earlier today. Oh, I did talk to the guy that came in the truck, and he set up north of me a ways, and so that bird kind of went past him. So that bird did go north this morning. I've been sitting here, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes now, and no one's driven by. Man, that's nice. I mean, we're in an area where there's like a house every 3 miles. I mean, it's sparse out here. Sparsely populated. Just can't make out if he's got a beard or not. He's not strutting or anything. He's feeding along with the 2 hens. Kind of makes me feel like he's a Jake then. I don't know. We're into something.
I tried working with that guy, but I just could not get within about 150 yards of him. So eventually I just backed out and was hoping to get some gobbles on the roost.
I've been trying to roost those 2 Jakes and Longbeard. Because it wasn't 2 hens and a Longbeard down here. It was 3. It was 2 Jakes and a Longbeard. There's been a gobble that's had me thrown off. I've literally been running around trying to figure out where it's coming from. I swear that's from back there. But then I thought it was this way. Woo! If it's back there, I want to go after that one. I just heard it again. It's got to be back there.
Well, we got a start point for the morning, and I'm sorry for the length of this video. But if you liked it, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down there, and as always, thanks for watching.